Yes! Hello, Nick Tockard here with the Historical Fencing Guild. The Historical Fencing Guild is a proud member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network with all these wonderful shows. Freeze your film so you can see it. You got it? Good. We're also brought to you by The Simple Sword and The Fighting Axe, both available at www.amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockard. Yar, that's me. Also, I want to shout out to my Patreon guys. Look at this! I have a castle! In the words of Shad, matriculations! But it's just the beginning. I intend to be upgrading the setup a little bit more to make it even more awesome. Cindy Kep is here, and my patrons, Steve Augosto, Stef Mari, Cindy Kep, Brian K. Morris, Foxy, Bladed Thesis, because I mispronounced your name. Yes, I liked it so much I bought it. Oh, you broke it. Steve, and Clausen, and Ronald Riehn. You guys are what make this possible. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the review, Cindy Kep. Now, guys, she brings up something awesome before we get rolling. Obviously, I'm upgrading. It's not a tarp. I'll keep the tarp for posterity and in case something goes wrong. Hey, that's awesome. I do not mind being in a room with all women. We got Go Juice to go. Sorry, guys. Today was a little odd. Had some real life stuff get in the way of my mojo, and it just sort of funked me. But I got here, got on time. My hair's dripping wet, hence the extremely sexy bandana type thing of library awesomeness and extreme piracy, brought to you by my love of Hawaiian shirts. Guys, we got a lot of news. We got some great stuff. It is Friday night, and it is hopping right here. 3 viewers, 1 like. Let's work on that. Now, please like, share, subscribe. We know the mantra. We watch YouTube. They don't give me money, so I ask you. But, guys, I am just... Oh, yeah, exactly. So I had to bring out, like, next level sexiness. Anytime I can stack my Hawaiian patterns, I do. You see, I will let you all in a great secret about your favorite swordmaster here. That is, I come in 2 modes. I'm either a toad or I'm a poison dart frog. There is no in between, all right? So I'm either riding it out in Yar! Absolutely. I have done I have a small inflatable craft. I acquired the HMS Hindentanic. I got it through Rite of Salvage, right alongside a very confused John Miner. So yes, and we are also brought to you by Steve Clausen in his corporate sense, and John Miner, and a huge shout out to Luke Stone over somewhere that I can't say yet. But good things are coming. I just got a little bit of shakeup that kind of threw me off. Cindy, I am doubly, triply, quadruply glad you are here, especially. And yes, Foxy as well. Guys, we got some good news. I was visiting our old friends, Purple Heart Armory, just before this view, so early that I actually had to hold off on sending some questions. Why are you caring? Well, they are really fluctuating the prices quite a bit. Few things have gone up a bit, but there are a lot of little sales, especially on Dagger and what I would consider secondary defensive items, are really cheap right now. So I really would look into it's a good time to look into it. I wanted to comment that the Hungarian saber kit comes with 2 sabers and a book on fencing with the Hungarian saber, and Focus? I'm not sure on the enunciation. A focus or focus, and I will have to look up the enunciation, is a shepherd's axe. Well, what's a shepherd's axe, Nick, and why are you so excited? Well, and I thought, let me check. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's say we had a stick this long, roughly, walkie stick length. Yay! I like a walkie stick. I'm doing a walkie stickness. Those who know me know I walk with the stick. Let's say you put a little axe head on the even. Good evening, John Miner. Excellent to hear from you. But you put an axe on the end of a stick about yay long, little light axe like one of my tomahawks, and you have a focus. Basically, shepherds and the like will use a walking stick with the axe on the end as a walking stick, and they could use it defensively to protect their flocks. This is groovy. Let's go through the checklist. It's a poor person's agricultural weapon of defense. Yeah, you know I'm going to be all over it. I mean, did you really have to ponder that much? Why? Because I love those. That's why I have a raging love affair for dussets. Now, guys, like, I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to broadcast. I had a lot of unease, a lot of shifting in the world of nickdom. And I will tell you, I was feeling the weight of it. Most of the news I can't talk about because two different people have two different sets of basic NDAs. And a third, I'm just not going to. No, we're not talking about nunchaku. I said weapons, not fidget spinners. If you want a fidget spinner, use a karambit like a real man. But, wow, I'm in a mood. But folks, you guys know I dislike flail weapons as a rule. There are exceptions, and nunchucks ain't it. I don't like to have to fight a weapon that fights me back. But now commas are great. Interesting spelling. And there's a couple of variants both by M48 and Bud K has some really nice tactical commas for people so inclined for like the pocket-sized mini scythe, or if you're like a 3-foot-tall Grim Reaper, which sounds insane, but given the people I train with, it wouldn't surprise me. Now, you're looking forward to the reveals. Yes, reveals. Well, first reveal is this is stage one of hi, Steve. This is stage one of my upgrades. I want to shift things around a little bit to buy a bit more space so that I can have a weapons rack so I'm not just juggling and throwing things around. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, now Sai is the thing of beauty. Sais are wonderful. I have no problem. The Sai you gave me is on the hook over there, John. And but ladies, I want to talk to you guys because a couple people have been coming to me and they've got this problem of weight limit, and I'm still eternally chasing the right sword. So I put that out to our good friends at PHA, and apparently this, like, I just saw this a few minutes before the show. They're doing a line of lighter sparring weapons geared towards youth. And by that, they mean long swords. So it's a long sword format that's 42 inches long with a 30-inch blade, or, and get this, 36 inches long. So this long with a 26-inch blade, which is really close to this long. That guys is tempting, but it's geared at 1 pound. So while of course they're aiming towards children, that means smaller diameter, that means lighter weight, if this comes out good, this may be that solution. Because I'm going to tell you, I've been trying to chase down the 1.33s. I don't know. Actually, I talked to Christian. He can't keep them in stock. They hit and bounce, just pew. So I can't even get one to try one because they just hit and bounce. Meanwhile, the Spadroon hit and is back to standard pricing because for a while there was a good deal. Hi, Jonathan! I'm going to shout out to you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. And still my love to Tommy. Anyway, works for me. I can wear kid shoes. Exactly. Those of us with smaller hands should have. I'm really excited. So I'm keeping an eye out. When I see some pictures at least, this might be one I order a couple of because something light enough that those of us with shoulder problems can drill with, but small enough that we can grip comfortably. It's so good. I'm doing like a little bit Cowboy Kent style over here. This is good. We have a good night going. So I am really, really excited. I am bummed that the Spadroon is up to $44.95, folks. It's at regular pricing. Now, there's still a discount. How would I mutate the grip on those? The dual quillion thing is kind of working. Well, see, that's where I need to see the length. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up something. Cindy Cap's relatively new, so she missed the summer before last Honed in HDPE contest, wherein I had the active guild members had a contest basically to see who could make the best sword out of HDPE. And the winner, got the glory. And it went to Jim. Jim did this amazing custom kind of Dragon Fang looking Dosic rig. It's just, it's chef's kiss. And Jim, you're still a hero. But this was a demo. I did not finish it, but I want folks to see it. And it was made out of one of these. Actually, slightly thicker one of these, but basically something like this. It was larger. Haha. This is a slightly smaller one, but okay, we can work with that. You just cut it out. Now you're saying dual quillions. Now, see, those of us with small. What do you know about the youth? Yeah, both the Jin trainers are out of stock. I will write a note and I will message them. The other thing is there's a little drop-down menu. A lot of times, if you go to PHA, and remember, use my affiliate link, guys. I get some credit for it if you buy anything. So it's real important you use that. And if you have any doubt, message me. I'll send you the assorted links directly so that you can use them. But the youth Jin, I will ask him about. The other thing is if you are on PHA, okay, that's Purple Heart Armory, and there's a little floating purple icon that will pop up and say, do you have any questions? It will let you, basically when Christian's working, that is there so that you can communicate. I don't ever want to be seen as a block in communications because I want you guys to get your stuff. The problem is a lot of stuff goes fast and a lot of things just get popped out. Now, this is something I made custom, and with the right sheets of HDP, we could probably do something else custom. But yeah, you can get a double finger mutation on this, or one wearing a lacrosse glove. Now, I don't have any of those in here because they're armor for outside. But the neat thing about your hockey gloves, your lacrosse gloves, a lot of the training armored gloves, is they're pre-curled. So you kind of pop it in and then you can lock down, but it actually helps you maintain that lock by not letting it open too much. So yeah, this was something I designed as a secondary. You'll be getting a small package from Swakhammer Metals to review for the group. It is something that I bought an extra for the guild boss to review online. Now, you guys know I love to review some toys. That makes every day like Christmas when I get to check the news, and I love it. But yeah, so City Cat, we could do something like this where we could get it. A lot of it, I'm looking forward to seeing what the youth ones feel like, because I really think they're going to be a good margin for the smaller-handed Western martial artists, because you guys aren't. I have fat hands, but they're short. There's a joke there I'm not making, but even compared to I'm two. This is Steve's fist. Is these 6 fingers? This is John's fist, and it's like that. I'll have to explain. Please do. Yes, Hobbit, gnome. I am not a cryptid. Allegedly an urban legend in certain circles, which I will not confirm nor deny on a public forum. But I'm really hoping, because I would love to be able to have it where I don't have to say, okay, the only way to get what you want is to custom build it. I will still say this, Cindy. I can't, you are one of those people, I can't recommend this enough. Get yourself at least 1, if not 2, cold steel Parry daggers. They're still, I love PHA. I'm not making any money, I'm telling you. So you're a pixie. Pixies happen. Or Yordle. Maybe you're a Yordle. I don't know how green you are, Foxy. But this is ultra light and giving you a problem. I think you'll find the scripts very comfortably. Those of you who aren't on the Historical Fencing Guild's Facebook group, the public group, what is wrong with you? Cindy kept, my gosh, I've wanted to shout out to her. She's been working with the Iron Fan. So she's been learning Iron Fan forms. It is elegant and beautiful, and I'm looking to see if we can design a combat version. Like, I know they make them, but I don't know how well they'd actually hold up to sparring them. It would be really neat to see a spar. I may have rearranged some things and now had them come flying at my face. Anyway. And see, Kitsune is fine. Some of my favorite people are multi-tailed foxes. Also read the Serrated Edge series by Mercedes Lackey. I'm not saying Kitsune are involved, but I will say FX is one of my favorite characters of all time. But old classic urban fantasy before it was really recognized. If you want to meet the man who makes Dresden, who Dresden looks up to, meet a racer by the name of Tannum. But oh yeah, we're breaking up the good stuff. So we got some good stuff. We got, guys. I'm still looking. Oh, good. Mercedes Lackey is one of my favorite authors. Old R.A. Salvatore, I'm not as into the newer stuff. Drizzt was my man until I met Artemis and Jerry. Although I'm not afraid to break out. Now, if you are looking, let me see what weapons got put where. Anyway, we got this. This is part of it. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, the weapon thing is behind the curtain. Here we go. We're just going to move this brick wall and totally... Ah, it's back! Back, you blue beast! Lydia, you're supposed to keep an eye out on that thing. Sorry about that, folks. My tarp may have gained sentience and has started to attack me regularly as it feels it's been dethroned by the awesomeness of my wall. Stay! I'm sorry. Minor interruptions. But yes, absolutely. If you like Drizzt, this is a very nice, believable, if you were to cut it. If you like Artemis and Thierry, though, this is a great loadout. It's a very light with a very fixed, certain, I love me certain enchanted daggers. This is fun for days. There is actually a good combo through PHA. Armored Rose, absolutely. I will probably be reordering a copy, as I did confirm that is on the lay. But anyway, as that is on the list of ones that were water damaged in the flood. So basically, I have to rebuy my original Swordmasters collection. Once I have guild needs settled up and this all kind of squared away, I'll probably use the funds. Yes, early Artemis, yes. And before they started messing, Sprog to Camp. Sounds familiar. So I'm behind two groups of the forums. Yeah, you are just doing amazing, Cindy. Patricia Briggs has become top 5. Also, read Cindy Kemp. She's writing some amazing fantasy. And yes, Artemis and Tiri was great until such times they started rehabilitating him, which makes me want to stab them with an enchanted dagger. Oh, we're getting pings through the pingometer. And the pingometer says, is it related? No, it's not, but it is happy news. Sorry, a friend of mine has just had some good news, and I'm really happy for them. I help a lot of people, and if that means interrupting my live stream to help somebody, I'm going to do that. And that's awesome. I love air fryers. We have a toaster oven that air fries, and it makes me very happy as a fat man, and it makes some of the best pizzas out of my wife's sourdough. Oh my God, off topic. But yes, we're gonna take care. Really? I'm gonna have to get my gargoyles sicked on these people. Anyhow, sorry. We're gonna have to take care of that. Yes, Mercedes lackeys. Oh, what? Jealous of the toaster oven? Yeah, it was a little pricey. We got last tax time, but we, save for big projects, we don't use our big oven much, so it doesn't hyper heat up the house. But yeah, this is. Oh no, the Lydia's not slacking. They're just fighting it out in there, and keep it down, you. Okay. I know I might have an undead employee. And I know I had a basically goblin on the phone. And I know that my old tarp is turning into a Shoggoth. But I'm not a villain, guys, okay? I am not a villain, and I am not, I'm not evil. I'm just unusually aligned. I will banish you. Anyhow, things are a little colorful down here in my totally. I am not a cryptid. Shh. I'm gonna have SCP vans parked outside again. And yes, I'm so okay. Back on topic. I am so excited that John Miner has some crazy Swakhammer metal stuff coming. You need, John. I don't know the time, but I'm personally counting the days until you are like retired, so you can get to work on the important stuff. Yeah, I'm having. Today is our oven, however, screeches like some sort of. Is your oven a mimic? Is it some type of pyromimic? Does it eat the leftovers before you can clean it? Because if it's self-cleaning, I think that's totally viable. I wouldn't have a problem. Don't look at me like that, Lydia. I'm not going to replace you with a mimic. Anyway, but yeah, some days the shtick gets thick in here, and I understand that. And, you know, I could be. We can pull it down. We can calm down. But guys, there's some great things coming up in my world and some not so great things coming up in my world, and a lot of change. And whatever I am, I tend to be very comfortable, you know. No, you're not. Actually, wait, no. BRPD, hey, I'm good. Me and HB, we go back a long time. Just let me know ahead so I can get the candy bars ready, because I'm not stupid. We share horn grooming techniques. I mean, we would if I had horns, but I don't, because I'm not a cryptid. All right. Now, there's so much going on right now. It's really exciting. I can't remember. There was a very popular samurai style versus demon video game out. It's called Ghosts of something that starts with a T. Can't remember the name. It just fell out my ear. I should have pulled the bandana lower. Awesome. No, you did not. You saw no horns. There is no evidence. There is no proof. I am not a cryptid, no matter what Carl Witzman may say. I can't remember the name of it. But I found out that it's being made into a movie, and it's being choreographed by the makers of John Wick. So this could be good, guys. I'm really in the mood for an old-fashioned cut 'em up. I've also been watching the lightsaber competitions really get rolling. This is exciting because, while I have a love-hate, long-standing I have no hypnotic effects. Where's my panpipe? Anyway, actually, I have several and I can find none of them. But they're on the list of instruments I can play. I may not be a cryptid, but I am sometimes cryptic. Actually, Foxy, I'm pretty sure Kitsune are classified cryptids. That they have, well, they cross that folklore cryptid line pretty heavy, so you might be in good company. Ghosts of Tsushima. Yes, I have heard that it is a really good game. Let's see. Tsushima. Okay, Tsushima. Wow. I studied Japanese for a period in my life, but it hits my speech impediment a little dicey. There were some concussions between then and now. But yes, it looks beautiful, and I do love a really good sword flick. Speaking of sword flicks, I can't. Oh no! See, let me explain something to you. Okay, we're gonna rewind the bus. I personally count Kitsune in the overarching Fae family of things that go bump. And if there is one rule in the universe, it's thou shalt not mess with the Fae. They seem to have manifestations everywhere through mythology, folklore, etc. And the one dividing rule is don't mess with them. So if you see a leprechaun, dude, I'm just passing by. I didn't see nothing. I'm going this way. Leave them alone. Tip your hat to the whirlwinds because Darby O'Gill told you to, and keep walking. Don't trust the Fae. Y'all. Sometimes y'all need Jesus because somebody's got to stand between you and everything else that has common sense. Okay, no, do not trust the Fae. Respect the Fae. Be polite to them. Don't give them your name. Don't ask for anything. Don't thank them, but acknowledge them. There's a difference. And if you encounter in, out, Steve just responded, the Fae are hot. I'm not playing D&D right now, Steve. I should not have to facepalm that hard. I will be playing Hybrids the RPG a lot in the near future. But I'm not. And yes, y'all, yes. We're just going to say yes, and I'm going to drop it. Because I don't want to die. Y'all trying to get me in trouble. John, no, John. That set of stories. Look. I live in a retired rectory. No. Okay. Lycanthropes can be trusted until they try to eat your face. They can be trusted. Do not go. You know what? I've given up. I end up in the company of a certain group of people everywhere I go. Like, it won't take me long to be walking around with that other D&D party. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that main D&D. I'm a ranger and I'm okay. No, but, ranger, rogue. Yeah. I am the cleric and a wizard. Yeah, I get that. But, y'all, you don't know. John Miner, you know why John Miner's not laughing right now? He's talking about a very, very strange day that I don't talk about very often. But I am forever surrounded by at least demi-lycanthropes. My wife writes books about lycanthropes. I'm pretty sure if I got out and started walking down the road, within a few miles, a lycanthrope would pop up and be like, "Hey, Nick, you out? You up to something? You're out of your usual territory." It just... What? Anyway, y'all, yeah. This is a sword, has pointy end, not pointy end. When you're dealing with lycanthrope, silver is beneficial. Cold iron works better than what you want to talk. No. SWs, Foxy, don't even play with that stuff. Nicholas here. But, no, they're a whole shady bunch. And there's like shapeshifters, and then there's people who can shapeshift because they're shady. Whole different juju. If we're getting into metaphysics, which I try not to on the show terribly because it provokes more metaphysical questions. And guys, okay. There may or may not be a project in the works that's been going on for a long time to deal with this. Good. Somebody, like, guys, the Kitsune in the group is the only one manifesting any real sense, except Cindy Kep, who, if she's not an elf, I would be shocked, is quietly in the back taking notes, because this is going to show up somewhere in somebody's book, and it's going to be awesome. But, guys, Disney's trying to make their version of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, I want to see the movie, but I'm torn. First off, because it's still on Disney Plus. Yeah, no, I don't even. You will notice I tend to avoid proper names of species when I talk supernatural stuff. It's an odd habit of mine. I'll talk about the shiny guys from up top. I'll talk about those sulfur smelling expletives. I use Fey light carefully because it's too broad to be problematic usually. But we don't mess. And now there's a big talk as writers, because occasionally people ask me, how do I write about fighting monsters? You're a sword guy, you're a knife guy. How do we fight monsters? And I am a big fan of Nuke the Site from Orbit. It's the only way to be sure. But subset nuke them until they glow and shoot them in the dark. But yeah, I don't play. Like, I'll joke around lightly, especially in RPG terms. But yeah, that Cindycat says when you call someone's name, they look your way. That is one of the subset rules in a book I don't know if I'll ever publish. And that is what I affectionately call the Constantine clause. Because there are a couple things that have been written by people who know way too much. And whoever wrote the Keanu-stein, as I like to call it to keep things close, understood some stuff. And that is, the more you look at them and the more you see, the more they see you. So don't go looking. I get annoyed with ghost hunters as a rule. Because most of them are rude. Most of them don't get it. Fight them with your mind before your blood. You avoid them. I like to know where things that are supernatural allegedly are, so I'm not there. I just treat it like it's a big dog in the neighborhood. If you know there's a big slavering dog who lives in the corner of the woods on, the east side of your neighborhood, I'm randomly generating things. Please don't wander my town looking for a big slavering beast, because I haven't even perused, and I don't want to know. I want to be left alone. I am in an island of relative calm, lit up like a Christmas tree, seeking peace and tranquility under the sea of air. Yes, names are fleeting, given yours, given so your kind can point and see that is mine. Yeah, basically, don't mess with stuff. Okay? I will let you in on rule 0. Rule 0 is don't be a dick. More civilly pronounced, don't be stupid. That's good advice in any situation. If you think you're being stupid, that's usually the time to reevaluate. And you'll only be stupid when you absolutely understand fully the breadth and depth of the stupidity you are about to unleash on a given situation because it's necessary. If you do so and you honestly accept the ramifications of applied stupidity, then I get it. But that applies to the swordplay too. I always tell my students, and I'm going to swear mildly, when in doubt, get the hell out. And I don't swear often, and I don't swear often. No. He's gotten himself cleaned up. He's going beyond several parallels, and he's nowhere near the South. He's fine. Anyway, if somebody is taking a wild stance, it's a yo, remember their range. If they can't hit you, just okay, Foxy. To the best of my knowledge, you guys don't know John Miner, but it's kind of scaring me how much you know John Miner and his people. It's kind of amusing, guys. Now, I will be the necessarily shiftings delayed one of my projects, but to Patreons, I do have a new craft project coming. Oh, okay. Thesis. Excellent advice. Excellent. I avoid those things like the plague when I'm not actively destroying them as part of a contract. My life has been colorful at different points. When I say I am retired from metaphysical investigations, and I think I phrased it metaphysical research and investigations, I mean I am retired for good reasons. But yeah, don't mess with those. Yeah, see, you notice that, guys, I may have finally found my tribe. I may have found my tribe. No, devour pizza. Nom the pizza. I was doing that before the show, and then the shower, which necessitated me looking extra piratical. But, yeah. Actually, of course, I give you the Gibbsian blessing. Thunk, 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 thunk. May wisdom pass from my hand to the back of your head. I will inflict some wisdom on you. Oh, yeah, that's homemade sourdough pizza. Pepperoni. Oh. But yes, guys. Absolutely. God, with this thing, I am really just feeling piratical. I need my hat. I have a magnificent hat. I have several. I need my hat. Oh, I'm in the mood for piracy. Anyway. Okay, that's a decent pizza. I usually am not the biggest fan of olives and mushrooms, but I the pizza lover in me, Chunkus stay. The pizza lover in me acknowledges the pizza lover in you. Duck, duck, dummy. Duck, duck, dummy. Oh, I love it. But yeah, guys. I need to know something, so I'm gonna pull this back for a little bit. We've been really riding high this week, and I think we needed it. I needed it. Yeah, this yarp. I kind of want to get a second one of these because I think they would sing. I really think they would fly. No, John. That's where Tommy gets it. No. No. Okay. I know I did. Go. Oh. Man, somebody's gonna play that Trollio. Okay. I am just getting too warm under this thing, and it seems I've dried out and I didn't splatter the camera. Oh yeah, I'm rocking the Reed Richards gray. I'll take that. But and yeah, check it out. Mandy got this because it was the closest to the Magnum Hawaiian print she could find. Got me a little Funko Pop Magnum, but he's in the living room, so I can't show you right now. Okay, I needed the goofy, not the Ouija spelling. Oh, okay. Yes. 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 Send in the Silver Griffins. John just referenced a song. I want to say it's written by Mercedes Lackey. It involves Michael Longcourt, and it is probably the greatest commercial jingle ever written. Yes, I've seen them as rugs. I've seen them as end tables, and I saw one person's whole floor was wood burnt into one of them. No, Steve, no. No, Steve. Because everything, no. This is, I keep a certain level rating here. And Steve, no, just no. You're bright red now? I don't blame you. I'd be bright red if I had any measure of shame left. But, I'm ready to play. I really am thinking about getting a second one of these and just seeing if I can break down my boy Drizzt's fighting style. Now, granted, his are slightly more curved. Talk about bad ideas. Yes. Part of the reason I have no tattoos is in case I ever need to get a tattoo. You know? But fortunately, I'm too chunky for that stuff. But yeah, I would like to kind of start doing some literary style breakdowns. Cutting boards. Do you want zombie chickens? Because that's like. Yep, folks. Yep. That's it. That's when I looked up and saw I have lost all semblance of control of the broadcast tonight. LOL, I meant my hair. Oh, okay. I thought you were blushing and or embarrassed and or rolling. I will say I am a proud member of the Pro Redhead platform. I support Redhead. I also believe redhead is an ideology, not a hair color necessarily, although it helps. It, like Jessica Rabbit and all things Torch Singer, make my world a little better. Did that come undone? I don't know. Anyhow. I'm going to give you a little hint. I hate this style of mask because when I breathe in, it tries to in. But I really do find this quite functional for keeping, like the sweat and water out of my head, out of my face. So that's pretty awesome. No, John, you have yours, okay? You're done. No more collecting. Okay, many are extended family. Okay. So gonna say, she'll beat you with the chocolate and I'll laugh. A shoe will come. Look, you were talking to the kind of person who can get a moon tan. This is about as dark as I get. And my white version is so if I were any more, I'd be translucent. I'm forgetting something. Anyway, so I want to talk to you guys for a second. I'm going to try and pull it down for a bit. We've had about 40 some odd minutes of insanity. What do you guys want me to work on? Okay? I mean, we're having fun here. And I don't mean to pull down the excitement and all, but I just did the fighting axe, and I am working on some other projects that I can't quite talk about. Although I do, Steve, when you have leisure, we need to talk about a few other things. But I have known some people who are neon white and glow in the dark. But then again, I've known some people who glow in the dark. How to parry when you can't move your wrist? Now we're getting somewhere. That's a valid question. Okay. I am wearing wrist braces. Okay? All the motion you are seeing here is in the extension and rolling from the arm. The wrist is stable. That's part of why I've mentioned this. Now, I want this. Obviously, I get no money from this, but this is one of my favorite products of all time. It is the Cold Steel Parry Dagger. I like it because it's educational. It fits all my criteria. It's nigh indestructible. The only damage you're seeing is the orange spray paint I put on flaking off at flex points. It's what I call self-instructive. What I mean is grab it here. Okay? If you grab it here and you keep this angle in line with your forearm, See that? So, which is not quite perfect. Well, part of it is because of these stupid braces. Now, I could, at the wrist, supercate and do this. So at the wrist and adjusting the grip, I can do this. But if I can't, I can do it at the shoulder joint, okay? Keeping this aligned, this pointed at the center, high guard, low guard, high guard, low guard. This blocks your offhand side with what's affectionately called the windshield wiper. Okay? Now, the ankle is a little torqued when I demonstrate it for the camera, but there's no supercation of the wrist. This is supercation of the wrist. This works great, supercation of the wrist. This is beautiful. I can do this all. This is great. Now, I'm already working around the guard. It's trying to dig in. But if I make a bigger movement, which is telling, but I can use it, boom, parry high, boom, parry low. Now, you're going to find, Cindy, that if you put this snap the fan shut high, snap the fan shut low, you're going to find that motion fairly familiar. A lot of the fan blocks fall into our offline parries, which is why I was really happy to see you picking up that style, because when you start looking, you can do a lot of things. Now, is it bigger? Yes. Is it slower? Yes. But, like, I can block like this if I have to. I have not bent my wrist. Sword is on, this is online, the classic ice pick grip. I can flip the grip. I haven't moved my wrist, but I've changed my grip. Thumb on the back. George Silver is in heaven. Parry high, parry low. If you can supercate, cool. Elbow, it still works. I do a little of both because my shoulder's half shot. This one from being dislocated. Boom, boom. You can also snap. Now, we need to talk about something, and that's a good thing to bring up. So I need something a little smaller diameter and a little more visible to demonstrate that. What do I have that will show up? Perfect. All right. I picked this because it's very, very narrow. This is actually the temporary sheath for my fencing foil. Now, if I adjust the tightness of my grip, all I'm doing is grip, loosen. This is much easier, actually, for females because of the way the female wrist works, which you will find in the Armored Rose. Male wrist locks in, so you get that. Female wrist actually can bring it much farther if the weapon is light and it is narrow enough. You're not using your wrist. All this is finger manipulation. And because Cindy works so this is the Tabi Ninja Turtle. Yes. They're not sure what it is, but yes, my wife has something like that. I do. Connective tissue is really not happy. Okay, that's easy. Pardon the braces interfering. This is a male fist. This is a female fist. I am one of 1.5. Actually, here, give me just a second so you can see it a little easier. Ow. And this is without adjusting. Sorry, this part is never pleasant. And occasionally I end up with like Frankenstein arms, but I'm fresh from a shower, so I can show you. Okay, now I've made two fists. This is a male fist. It locks square. The knuckles are all in line like this. Hand locks. Boom. This is a classic male fist. This is a female fist. There's a angled tip off, very much leading with this. It has to do with the tendons as much as the the bows. This lets you do wrap shots. This is also why if you notice, very often you will see a rig set up like, oh, I got that. I wonder if I can fix that. Okay, so I got my gin here. You will see when I'm carrying two weapons, something akin to this. I have to tilt so that you can see the angle. This, okay? Why? Because I can cut here, right? We're walking Dutch angle, but you don't care. Thrust here, because this hand is more delicate, not a matter of handedness left or right, but it flows lightly, it does draw cuts. This is much better for concussive. So you have varying, so you're going to handle lighter, more fluid. Wrap shots are going to be more natural, but a straight shot. So if somebody tries to teach you the classic male punching, it's really going to hurt. If you try to do an ice pick grip, it can be physically uncomfortable to hit like that because your hand bones don't line up right. So you're going to end up with this 45 kind of thing going. That is okay because that's working with what your body naturally does. And like I said, Syndicap right now should be reading the Iron Rose. What's it, the Armored Rose, not Iron Rose. The Armored Rose. And you're going to find that it's very telling. I think you'll also find the body mechanics of the way a female's hips move versus a male's. It will affect how you flow. That's why it's so, and it's, yeah, a lot of female fighters I know. So instead of, if you know your body's going to be tuned, like even if you watch me take an open-handed stance, you're going to see this. This is weird. I do this a whole lot. Where I like the cup. It lets me punch if I have to, but it still keeps the hand open enough that the grab is very natural. So resting my thumbs on the first joint here of my index fingers open, because I can still punch, I can still line up for the punch. But I have more grab options or slaps. People lose sight of what you can do with a properly delivered slap. I find that delightful. But if I make my fists, this thumb gravitates here. That's not good for a punch. This is terrible for a punch. So I can close it up. But its hand wants to grab more. This pop. Left hand knows what it likes to do. Pop. Jab. Hi, this is my range. This is my range. Yes, John, don't do that. John has techniques because he's a giant and he's armored, heavy armor techniques that don't transfer out of it. That's why I like this. Okay. Lock it in. Right hand. This is a great weapon for demonstrating it because I can lock it in. This actually shows the difference. This is a very female grip oriented. I love this. But and it's uncomfortable to grab like that in this hand. But it just locks into place beastfully like that in my left hand. Same weapon, dramatically different grip. Look how much lower on the blade, on the hilt, this sits, where my pinky sits. My hand's in line with the butt. Look here. You see the difference? Same weapon. It's going to fight a little different in each hand. Now, I'll pull it back, and now I'm back into the classic knife. But, bam, that's why I'm tempted to get something more sword length with an angled grip like that, because it's very comfortable. And really fun, this likes this. If you want to know what strange things that happen when, like, Steve and I would play, although, see, that is not a knife wound. That is my freaking braces hating me. So I actually have to put them back on because my hands John likes reverse grip of the female hand is how I knife fight with John. This is single edge. You want single edge if you're fighting. I have a Tonto here, I think. Where is it? Nick, you have more weapons than anyone should. No, I need them all. Fidget spinners. Where is my happy little Tonto? Ooh, that's a nice knife. Yes, I know, guys. Do your knife reviews. Where is it? I can't find it right now. And that drives me nuts, but we'll deal with that later. I do have another good example, though. This is basically a Bowie-ish knife. I like it. Another cold steel. This is a perfect example, though, of how to fight what John's talking about. Boom. See, a lot of groups aren't teaching that. They try to force... Yeah, I have basically 2 or 3 that's where I end up looking like Frankenstein in the morning. But give me just a second, guys, because while I'm enjoying talking about this, I have bilateral nerve damage. You want to see what that looks like? These guys aren't being obedient right now. They are, there's a split in my hand. I don't know if this was from the nerve damage. And if I do the wrong thing, that ain't letting go till it lets go. So I'm going to put my braces on and I'll chat a bit. Then we'll talk about fidget spinners. Ow, come on, let go. I got to put the brace on. You'll be happier if I put the brace on. Let's just do that, dude. Anyhow, yes, I'm talking to my arm. But, and see, yeah, learning your grip. Yes, humans are built oddly, or so I hear. I'm also, yes, that was the reverse grip, and that was a beautiful thing. Now, your reverse grip, because your hands are both sausage, basically ham hocks, and John has mass, like, dude, yeah, those are guy hands. That means his knife was about 45, was that nice 90-degree right angle base. It was a frickin' sigh. I wonder if I can get it to do it. I don't know if you could hear the bone going back, but yeah. Anyhow, there we go. Wiggles. The fingers wiggle again, folks. What? No. Okay, sorry. I bumped. Why is it? Okay, there we are. I hope everyone talks to you, but then again, I talk to everything. I'll go out and ask the wind why it's being finky, and I'll talk to, I talk to cars, I talk to my body to try to get it to do stuff. Words make action, action makes events. We shape the universe with our words. This is all normal. Relative basic philosophy and fundamentals of metaphysical goodies. That should be. By the way, if you're looking for a good book, although I don't quite agree with the dietary stuff because right now I'm not ready to, Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. Now, some people may hear me refer to that book as cursed. It is not cursed in the way that you think. It's cursed because every time I get another copy, I know I'm going to end up, we're back and rolling. Yay, Papa, join in. Unsquish a nerve, we're good to go. I require more caffeine. Absolutely. Okay, guys, our break. Huge thanks to my Patreon, guys. If you guys want to help, patreon.com/The Historical Fencing Guild. Please, even $1 a month helps me afford. I don't have. This is why I need to fix it. I don't have a blue 1 second. Ah! Shoot! Hi. That didn't work. We'll be right back after these messages. Da, 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 da. It fell off the ceiling. Still here, guys. We're just experiencing some more technical difficulties. I have to keep the picture off because, unfortunately, YouTube will ding me for more than 30 seconds if anything that's not mine gets used. Fell off, hit me in that.
Oh, no.
The camera's off, but the audio's running. I will be back, guys. Trying to improvise.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, did you stand on that chair?
No, I just reached up and put it up there.
Okay.
Could it actually hook to the tractor?
We're gonna try. There may have been a sword flail involved.
Because I've never seen that happen before.
The Shoggoth is attacking me. Let's see. Is that there? Nope, it won't stick. Oh, that bracket. Ha! Guys, we're still here. Thank you. I hope you can still hear me all right. Well, yeah. Technical foobar happened. Hi, Amanda. The commercial break. Do you need to kill your friends with bladed? Thank you. Please read what Cindy Cap is publicly publishing. I was worried that would happen during the show. I need something to stab this with. Nabura's room. 1,000 bonus points to anyone who knows what that's from. I'm sure you don't, and if you do, you're ashamed of yourselves. Come on, hold. No, you're not gonna hold because it's too small a nail. Duct tape is your friend. But we're still here, sorta. Would you come around and be ready to try to get the tarp back up? Thank you. This historical fencing guild is brought to you by Wheat Oats, the treat that's made of wheat, and duct tape. Oh yeah, I like that, yeah. Who let the mariachi in here? I am not, no. If this works, I'm gonna laugh, but it's trying to roll on itself. That's not gonna work, is it? Oh no, that's not gonna work. Oh. Overthinking. Oh, that's pain. Ow, that's pain. Let's see. Come on. Don't die. All right, we'll get that back up. Get that. Ooh. Let me see. That. The duct tape. Dort. We're almost up, guys. Give me about 30 seconds. And yes, if you want to prevent this level of things, please become Patreon subscriber. Mandy, don't let the Shoggoth get you. Dang it!
Ow!
Call Jonathan Sims. He owes me a favor. Hi, we're back after a minor issue. I'm going to have to put keep the sweat from running into my eyes, but I'm sweat soaked. Hi, yes, thanks for your lovely commercial break, Cindy Cap. This sums up Yes, but the Shoggoth is in my study. Oh, you know what? I did not kill a ceiling fan with a djinn. I fought one with a war scythe once. So, the Historical Fencing Guild is brought to you by the works of Nicholas Tucker, The Simple Sword, and The Fighting Axe, available through Amazon.com, as well as the Big Zombie Robots line of games. It is also brought to you by my corporate sponsors who are now laughing shamelessly, Steve Clausen and John Miner of Swakhammer Metals. My loving patrons, most of which who kept you guys entertained in the commentary. It was a minor altercation. It could have been a lot worse. Thank you guys for helping make this a little more stable, and expect more amusement where you never know what can happen. A slight discussion was settled, and there's a rumble in my brick wall. But that's just reality bending, thanks to the presence of the Shoggoth. And where'd Lydia go? Where? Why do you have a Starbucks cup? No! We just had... This is going on your peer review. I'm not... Hi, guys. The desk gremlins did nothing. Lydia went out for Starbucks. I would forgive it if she brought me some. No. And yes, I will try to get my wife back from the unspeakable terrors, but I'm going to have to send a letter to John Sims. He owes me a favor. Lydia is not a basic, okay? Okay, well, the caramel frappe... I can't even... Caramel... Mocha frappuccino... Anyway... Guys, cleansing breath. As you can see, everything is normal here at the Historical Fencing Guild, where your local swordmaster is not dealing with another pan-dimensional invasion. The blue Shoggoth will... That's possible. That is possible. No, she's not wearing Ugg boots, so we're still okay, I hope. Oh, yeah. Guys, a little chaos into your life makes everything better. And realize most people, they might have cut their program. They might have gone, oh, shoot, technical problems. Not here. Guys, that's not how the Historical Fencing Guild runs. Now, we're going to get back. Fidget spinners. Now, I wanted to bring these out because look at the grips. Both of these were donated by Steve Clausen. Pardon the junk. They, too, were caught in the flood, and I'm still dealing with the ramifications. This one, being more severely curved, fits nicer in the female grip. The straighter one fits nicer in the straight grip. And we have happy little for the people who like to punch things and miss. And yes, the fastest way to make... I appreciate you guys sticking around through all that. I do. I would love to say that that's totally scripted. It was all part of my master plan. All those had to pop some horns to deal with this stuff. But, you know what? I'm feeling good about that. As you can see, the angle here fits the angle here. So if you're looking to buy a karambit trainer and indeed a lifesteal karambit if this is your juice. See, that fits very straight. This is a male grip. Look how straight that alignment is. Look how curved the orientation alignment go. I've been playing too much D&D. Oh yeah, there is duct tape and an old nail, and a chunk of the ceiling has fallen off, and there's pieces of blue tarp all over the place because of course it attacked me. And Lydia is sitting there. No, I will not get you boba tea. What is boba tea? No. No. Don't poke at me. Jeez. You didn't even do. You're supposed to deal with the supernatural stuff while, like 2 hours? 2 hours a week? I'm completely off the clock with that stuff, Lydia. I got half a mind to exercise you now. What? Why is my mask on the floor? Did we get to 10? The strip got thrown. Yeah, if we got 10 minutes in, okay, I think I'm breathable. What I love is every time I take that off, my hair is just a little more tamed. I'm not quite sure what sorcery that is, but it's the power of Paisley, I think. But yeah, so cater your weapons to you. These are also very narrow, so they fit smaller hands nicely. Nick, how does a karambit work? A karambit is an elegant, refined system of control and manipulation. It cannot be taught readily. How to use it right now. First off, if you do this, you're going to break your pinky. I don't like this. This is great for using a karambit for opening up a box, though. And that's how you convince your boss that this is just a safety tool for opening boxes and nothing shady. This is for retention, so you don't accidentally drop it. Really, it's a safety tool. Now, if you punch and hit with the karambit, yay, you have now stabbed somebody with the bottom of your punch. If you go to punch with a hook, so basically one of these reach around guys, if you hit, you poke. If you miss slightly, whiffers, you open up a big horizontal line. Yeah, you can do much nastier, fancy things. There is a type of attack where you do that. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Also, there are some schools where you gotta jump around. I do not believe in wasting energy. I take the old Zaknatin rule that states, if it does not remove, and I do it, if it does not remove a disadvantage or create an advantage, it's a waste of time. Oh, yeah. Now you're thinking exactly. Big turkey, huh? Now, what happens is you don't even see the step on the foot. Go! John and Steve need to get in a ring. Guys, sometime in the near future, when the virus, when everybody's had their Microsoft download shots, I'm kidding. And I can have people over. I want to put John Miner and Steve Clausen in the square ring. I want to put a camera up. And I want to put toys on a table. And say, y'all have fun. I am not going to overly marshal this match because they won't listen to me. I may require like a super soaker because my hose won't reach where it needs to be. That sounded terrible. But, maybe water balloons or something in case I need to dissuade these two from killing each other. And just sit back and watch the majesty of two Herculean dudes duking it out for pride, honor, and excessive size. Hopefully next week on that commentary, we will have less problems. Be glad for small feet. You know what, Foxy? Don't be afraid. We got to talk about the stuff we prioritize. That cheeses me. I've had people my whole life tell me the weapons I train with are too small. It's funny. John gave me this. This is still my favorite little fencing sword. I still would love a brace or 4 of these guys. That's clever. These are swords for someone of my caliber. The grip, while tiny, is quite effective, and it even adds a modicum of hand protection, even though it's sided, so I need, mirrored versions of these. I love this little sword. It's a Spanish Bilbao from the colonial period. I love this sword. It's a straight saber. This is happiness. It is light. It is fast. This is live steel. I'm comfortable playing with this like this because I am intimately aware of the weapon. It is comfortable. It moves. It stops. I like it. Heaven help me the day they make ones cheap enough that I can afford, sturdy enough to work, and light enough to use. Like, if I ever get a hold of Cindy Cat, I want to put one of these in her hands just to see what she thinks. And for the record, Cindy, because I know a part of you would like to ask, it doubles just fine. Locks that in there with the 2 fingers and does what it needs to do. Elegant, fast, easy. Easy breezy, beautiful. Swordmaster. Okay, but yeah. Unlimited ammo all the way. Once about someone using a guitar in one hand and a karambit in the other. Live steel or polypropylene? And what were you wielding at the time? Because both of those are fairly limited reach weapons and not necessarily the best for oblique attacks. Meaning, you get yourself a sword of moderate length and you apply some Spanish footwork, you can really give somebody like that a bad day. That's a lament. Yes, over the course of the summer, now that I have a decent background I can be proud of, with a bit of modification, I want to be able to do some down shots on them. I will start reviewing the assorted trainers I own that have been given, donated, or loaned. Because some are really good, some are really dubious, some I like better than others, and some I like better than I ever thought I would. Still not a karambit guy, but boy, is this a nice fidget spinner. Jeez, John. Wow, that escalated. We went from super soakers. No, John, that's shields. 12 gauge pistol with 3-inch buckshot shields. Oh, they were blended trainers, and I had butterfly swords. Okay. So that could have been pretty dicey, but I think let's see, karambit. Okay, Nick, quick weapons question. You're fighting somebody with a karambit and a guitar. That's a punch dagger for the people who don't know. Not a problem, alrighty? So, let's think about that. Engineering-wise. A guitar, while set up much better than this, actually a bit longer. Do I have something a bit longer? You know what? I'm afraid to look. Yes! You'll do much better. This has more of a guitar-y feel. Not Chitari. We're not the Avengers. Although Cap is still the man. All right, we need a punch dagger, like right now, for the purpose of conversation. All right, punch dagger. You guys do remember I was figuring out how to do all this when I wasn't sure my hands were going to work, because hex bells, if I couldn't spar, I'd make like the dorky bad guy from Rurouni Kenshin. Yeah, I went there. That's okay, because Batusai is the quintessential poop. But set up like this, probably like this, because he probably would put the karambit in the much more viable hand, and the guitar in the traditional offhand. Wow! Okay, Mantis footwork with Wing Chun hands with this? Oh, God, his sides are way open. That's like fighting a freight engine. Just get it running, step to the side, and shoot it sideways. That's a little harder with butterfly swords. But butterfly swords usually are demonstrated as about 18-inch long butter knives. Sounds stupid, but think of a butter knife with a buckler, with a guard. Oh, thank you. Yeah, see, I adapt to everything. It takes me that's just who I am. Oh, by the way, edgelord weaponry. Hey, check it out. And now it's a Kit Ray weapon. Anyhow, yes, I'm going to attack somebody with a Centauri battle cruiser. God, I'm such a dork. But all this, I'm trying to get that would be cumbersome to get the Wing Chun kind of speed. Tight little here. Man, that's just waiting to come from the sides, snipe the elbows, take the weapons away, split the throat, and walk away. Press into the guitar, because the guitar is limited. The blocks are going to be, okay, it's got side guards, it's going to be block, thrust, inverted thrust, hook. If you can bait a hook, that just gives you the elbow past the guard, unless that's really long extensions, which I've seen. And then you have to but will you have your gun ports? That's the Minbari. The Minbari open their gun ports as a sign of respect and open trade culturally, not the Centauri. The Centauri just invade your world, take everything, and raise it to the ground. Ask the Narn. But, as I said, amusing. Yeah. So I'm looking at it. So, yeah, you definitely juke to the side, take your openings, hang out, because a wide leg stance is great for basically forward and backward. When you start getting into a really low, crazy Mantis stance, you're going to have some problems. Okay, God, you guys are going. Oh, wow. Making me play with things I haven't played with in a long time. High guard. That does not fit that weapon set. Oh, see, now I got to strap this back on and think about it, because the Mantis part hurts. Oh, wait, no, it's Wing Chun. That's what's wrong. Okay, so we got a reasonable handguard, because actually we like Wing Chun. Wing Chun's groovy. I got a little beef with mine. But Mantis wide leg. You know what? I saw a French longswordsman who does things like that. No, that's what that's what you were using. Really? That's wide and low. I mean, I can see that, but that leaves you very mobile. Side to side mobility. What is that? A bunch of my things are highlighted and I don't know why. Well, if I don't know why, and you guys are still streaming okay, I'm not going to worry about it. It just seems like it decided to randomly... Oh, wait. There we are, I think. Okay, cool. That's interesting. That is an interesting approach. So, here, now, see, no style, but basic boxing. Sorry, I almost went Marcus of Queensbury here. Now, don't undersell boxing. Some of the best fencers I've known started as boxers. Because, especially for something like foil, and definitely foil, definitely épée, but especially foil because it's body head targeted. The boxing mentality. Yeah, I can see it. It's just right hand jabs. Now you want to mess something weird, and people don't think in those terms. He was doing bagua circle walking. Oh god! Now you're giving me flashbacks to playing with Marco. Okay, so anyway, my buddy used to do that. Bagua, like, okay, you're gonna, and the problem is something like that is very disruptive if you don't understand your range. So if they're doing things to play with their range, that's devastating if you don't know because they can throw you off. But the trick is you always counter it. So if they want to go straight, you circle. If they circle, you go straight and you maintain the verticality. You dictate the fight. And if you can't, you get the heck out. But mind you, I am at core a defensive fighter. There are people who will disagree with me, and that's fine. There are people who will beat me. I'm overweight. I have my limbs held together by elastic. Y'all should beat me. But I usually can see the openings. Whew, this is nice. You know, every time I pick this thing up, I comment on how nice it is. Because this, to me, is just... it's just fluid. And the weight balance really gets me. I like that. But, whew. I do want to comment. I don't know if I mentioned a bunch of the daggers are on sale through PHA. But you pick a weapon that fits how you work and works how you... But I want you to take those openings. Because you're a counter puncher, John. But I don't have... I limit my choices. Well, see... No, when I'm playing with you, it's a different ballpark. I always try to find the opening that you're making the opening that you want me to see. Because usually it leaves a big primary. I always think in circles when I'm fighting because I was trying, why I'm trying Foxy out in Destreza. Destreza, okay, we gotta talk because Destreza is great. I love Destreza. And Maestro Ramirez, look up Maestro Ramirez Palpable Hit Productions, La Verdad Destreza. If you have the money, buy the DVDs. They're amazing. He's just... I teach the basics. You want master level, you talk to somebody like that. No beef. Be careful. Because if you combine Spanish footwork with Italian blade work, so if you've got Gigante or Agrippa and you use Spanish footwork incorporating lunges, a little bit of lunge spicing, and Italian, you're going to end up putting a lot of force behind your blows. It's essentially power art punching with fencing. It puts all your body, it comes off of an angle, and it's really hard to control your calibration. And too many minds, only one mind. John, you know, when I'm fighting, by the time I talk about it and I can explain it, but when I'm fighting, I'm not here. I've been doing it too long. The vast majority of the time, it's tink, 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 tink. Although I don't know right now what my body's even going to be able to do. I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest, and I'm not going to hide it. Because we have to get past this negative thing of being afraid to express fear. Yeah, some people will act like that's weakness. They may even attempt to capitalize on it. But if you're not safe to talk about, I'm a little afraid of how my performance is going to be while I'm fighting, while I'm dealing with the ramifications, how can you guys trust me? Yeah. I find, okay, we can talk. John's method of training and working with people, I have found, works best with somebody who has their style kind of functioned. It's set up. This is how I fight, and John gives them more tools. The other thing is John is a very large man, so there's a lot of do what I say, not as I do, because you don't have the physicality to do what I do. From John's perspective, as he mentioned earlier, punch blocking a glaive with a full gauntleted hand. When your hand is that thick, and then with it's literally, I was joking. I almost was able to make an articulated helm out of John's gauntlets. I could pop it on my head and almost get coverage enough to look like the sort of Stargate style helmet from Lost in Space. It's harder when you're smaller and you have to train from a perspective of not having 16 yards of reach and 20 feet tall, And when I get somebody who's very large and I work with them, and then I'm terrible. And I hate, it ain't fair. Because if I work with somebody who's really tall and I like them, I teach them how to. Yes, you know what? I'm going to admit it. Guys, the size difference between the people I train with. No, I'm fat now, so it doesn't work as well. I made Steve embossed engraved bracers, beautiful leather bracers. They were a chest piece for me. John's gauntlet, when I met him, could go over my face like a gun. Little guy rage. Miss me treant. No, John, you're not treant. There's an ogre out there who's a tree, and you know it. I will invoke a seldom thing pointed at John, but there's always a bigger fish, and I know of him even though I never met him. One of my eyes is fake. It only shows me the past. No, I don't need an eye. I got this one right here, that sort of stuff. But yeah. So that has been the challenge, working with people that I literally have to pull a step ladder up to get level to say, okay, do this. But then you end up with somebody who's 6 foot tall and uses short guy tricks. It ain't right. It ain't fair. Why do I keep doing it? For the same reason that I get told Jim Robertson, speech impediment. Yeah, when you're basically child size. Well, see, the problem is I'm okay. I'm 5'8". That's not tiny. I just associate with giants. Holy, ogre's down to 400 pounds? I can't even whistle right now. I'm so shocked. That's awesome. Like, I'm ecstatic. Man, do I get it. Yeah, when you're tiny, you have to fight differently. And there aren't a lot of sword masters who do it because most people are like, get yourself a big friend, hope for the best. And it might shock. This might come as a shock, as a bit of confusion to you, my beloved friends. Oh, quit kicking yourself. There's nothing wrong with being a hobbit. There's nothing wrong being with. Okay. One style does not. That's why you pick styles that fit you, and that's why I teach folks to find their fight. So you are totally right, Cindy. Pick weapons that fit your style and approach and attitude. I've known big guys who like little knives, proportionately. I had this tiny little SOB to my dear buddy Steve. Little tiny SOB. Or this, little tiny SOB. To Steve, I'll watch him cut throats. He is happy. Can he fight big old swords? Sure. But you give him something like that, or God help us all, something like this. These are great for your boxer types. And tell him reverse grip it. You got enough strike here. Pop, 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 slice. These make me happy. That's why they're illegal so often. Because they work. These, but no, it's just, yeah. I'm going to tell you, Foxy, as a guy, I gained between 2 and 3 inches of height in college. I was about 5'5" when I graduated from high school in a school populated largely by the families of Polish steelworkers and African Americans. It was like there were 2 people shorter than me, basically, in the 3. Well, he didn't make it. Anyway, in my class of like 1,200. Everybody else was 6 foot lots. And it might shock some of you, as I was saying earlier before I got distracted. I was and am a small man with a large mouth. So somebody would say, I'm going to F you up. You're not your mother last night. And then fists would be applied. These things happen. Hey, you know what? And some people are just meant to carry more weight. I want to lose my middle. I have a very distinct, because I put this weight on due to illness and injury. So I have a specific weight goal to start. It's fairly moderate, but I'm building up around injury. That being said, I will say that the ideals portrayed in TV and in movies are beyond toxic. They're dangerous, especially to men. When you realize that, I want to look like Captain America. He hadn't had any water in 2 days and nearly died of dehydration to look that toned and lined and ripped. Strength and survivability. Some of us are of good German stock, Like, our bodies are designed to keep us alive when there's food shortages. It's just the way we are. Do the best with what you got. Don't beat yourself. Work towards comfortable function. Appearance may shift or not, but accept first you are what you are and work towards goals of function. Build a ghost strength, build a thing. There is nothing wrong. We are in very similar parallels, Foxy. So don't worry about it. And yeah, John says Ogre starts at 6'9", started at 6'9" and over 750 pounds. He was still 6'9". This is a big dude. Still not the biggest guy, because I did fence Magnus and he was 7'2". Well, I can't remember if it was Magnus or his twin brother. One of them's a heavy fighter, one of them's a light fighter up in Michigan. I got to fence him, and he had 50-some-odd inch blades. But I got to borrow, first time I got to borrow a 30-inch. I got to borrow a 30-inch straight and a 32-inch curved Schlager, and I was in seventh heaven. I still kind of lust after the curved Schlagers. I never did find one. But right now, I like the poly stuff. It's a little safer fight. But yeah, okay, let's talk. John says a mixture styles may be The way that's best. Learn what throws your style, which is it. Besides, I don't hit my head on things. You know what? I used to joke I was going to have a house built that was scaled to me, where I could reach my ceiling, and everything would be scaled. Nothing I couldn't reach. But I have some tall people. Yeah, worth some annoyance. I love short people. I love tall people too. And yes, before anyone asks, Single Nick dated both very short women and very tall women. I like them all. I'm just happy with mine. But well, whenever I get her back from the Shoggoth. I may have to go deal with that. I mean, not now, obviously. I still have 15 minutes of my show. But at some point, I'm going to have to deal with the fact that a Shoggoth may have absconded with my wife. Oh, well. Anyway. Right there with the Dacia Sendero. Oh, well. But, oh, that reminds me. I had a question I didn't get to answer from either last week or the week before. Folks wanted to see my favorite throwing knives. And I realized that my version, which is somewhere in the pile, is actually, well, my main ones are actually already modded because I tend to cut the guards off. These are my favorite throwing knives because it was somebody who came up fairly recently. These are Timberwolf TW22s. But I've dated, like I said, taller, smaller, love them all. Athletic, skinny, thick, chubby, love them all. Women are awesome. Women that make the world a bearable place. These are great knives. This one actually, I believe, may have been shot in an incident. There was an incident we're not going to talk about. But I like these because I can throw them. They're balanced superbly. Well, yeah, I can see that. Well, and it's a matter of likelihood. When you're 6 foot tall, there are less women taller than you. But I'll say this, and all of one moment. I want to shout out to any of the tall ladies who might be watching this video right now or ever. You might think about, I'd like to wear the heels, but that might intimidate, the guys I'm looking at. If you can intimidate a man by wearing heels and being taller than him, he is no man. He is a coward, and he doesn't deserve your affection. This has been brought to you by, me. That being said, like I said, I like all ladies. In the words of City Hunter, don't want one, want them all. Although, I got one, I'm stuck. I am terminally married. The only way I'm getting out of it is dead. She heard that and laughed. It's kind of scary. But that must mean she's getting away. Are you getting away from the Shoggoth? No. Okay. No. If you need something, just scream. Wear shoes. Absolutely. Wear the shoes. Be happy. Because I've known some. I have to wear flats because it intimidates me. Cowards! Cowards! Detestable, spineless cowards! If she's small enough, you can put her in your backpack and run off as long as everything is age of consent and appropriate. Yeah, cool. If she can pick you up and run off with you, cool. Somebody who can reach the top shelf. Everybody deserves to be liked. Everybody deserves to be loved. And anybody who's cowardly enough not to because of something so trivial doesn't deserve the affection they would get. This has nothing to do with swordplay, although I do love teaching tall women how to fence. It's fun. I want everybody to realize we can't. I'm not going to read that out loud, Bladed Thesis, but I will tell you I was at the time 5'5". She was 6'2", so I will allow you to do some math. Yes, Mandy, not only could Mandy run off with me, even though she was shorter than me, she frequently did. At one point is getting me away from a diabolical professor. And at one point, she was done at my parents' house and it was time to leave. So she picked me up and went. The size does not necessarily impede intimidation. Some of the scariest people I've ever met are rather short-statured. In part because of you travel in some spook circles, you travel around some debts, you meet some scary little dudes. Sometimes they become scary because they're tired of being little. I've met women that way. I will cite John Miner's mother, who's a wonderful woman, and I love her, but she's also terrifying. I bet you can. See, and that's what's wonderful. I just, guys, size needs to be embraced. Scale your gear, scale your training approach. If you're looking at a trainer and it doesn't seem to be working, find another. You can do that? Yeah! You're allowed to disagree with me. Now, I may ask you to support your statement with facts, but there's Foxy, if we ever get together, I hope you get to meet somebody like Stef Mari. Stef Mari is one of my patrons. She's a wonderful young lady. And she's happily getting married, so I can chat her up now. I have rules. No, but she's very, very short and very stout. And stout is okay. Here's the problem. People have this idea that if you're small, you have to be a little tiny pixie. And there's nothing wrong with little tiny pixies. They've been some of my favorite people to sword fight with. But there's also nothing wrong with being of a dwarven style hotness. And I actually was just having this conversation. Don't be afraid to pick what fits you. I'm sorry, I've been sitting still too much. And then I start to feel my energy drained. I don't want my energy to drain out of caffeine. So, we're not gonna. Guys, accepting who you are and accepting what you are. Hey, fighter, yeah. All of them. Love them all. If you guys want to know, attractiveness. If I were to go, I really intelligence, competency, and kindness. Without these traits, I can't function. Like I have no use. I hate to say it, but I cannot abide useless people. And if I have someone in my circle and I find myself thinking, okay, if the poop hits the fan, what use can they be? And I can't find one. It really, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. No, like, okay, everybody has a talent and a use. Foxy, yeah. Oh god, I'm gonna reference something. Game Shady Stories, who do not fund fill my money. Don't fill my money. Wow. Are you seeing my brain cells die from lack of caffeine? It just isn't working. But I'm not sponsored by Game Shady Stories. But one that's where they have a really neat dwarf lady that I was actually talking to Stef Mari about because she was having similar doubts. I like that. Not that they're short, but it's like, here, look, this fits your body type. This looks good. People like that. People go, wow, she's attractive. Is she built like Barbie? No. Is she built like, Amazonia? No. She's a dwarf, but she's a hot dwarf because she's embraced her dwarfiness and she's rocking it. I've known Hobbit hot peeps. And yeah, enjoy being you. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I rarely cosplay. I rarely do. And I love costumes, but one day something hit me. I am an artist, swordmaster, librarian, at least for a while. I have tap danced against the forces of darkness. I've been both sides of this country, top and bottom. I've hung off a cliff studying the etchings of ancient lake gods. I've sword fought with bronze medalists and madmen. I've seen sunsets that are so beautiful you weep, coming up over the Badlands in an impossible land. I've watched a wildfire engulf hundreds of square miles. I have known love, I have known kindness, I have known pain, and I have known death. Who would I want to be? Really? Like, if I could suck through the portal, what would you want to be? I'd be like, hook me up with some upgrades, fix this. I don't even care too much about the aesthetics. I look like Saul Rubinek. I can accept that. Looking like Artie is fine, and someday I might do that. But I don't think I was talking about no, I wasn't referring to Amanda. John. Amanda's a whole different ballpark. And putting a shield in her hand seems cruel when you can put a glaive in her hand and she's happy as a lark and everything is right and just. We gotta work on that if I want to keep my boar spear. But don't be afraid to be yourself, and don't be afraid to like yourself. I mean, like, guys, I've forgotten more great experiences than most people ever reach out to live. And even if I'm stuck hobbling down the road right now, not going in the middle of nowhere, not going anywhere, I can say I live. Like, if I get splattered by the seed truck, are there things I wish I did? Yeah. Are there things I still want to do? Yeah. But have I lived a dull and uneventful life? Have I not explored my world and my thoughts and my philosophies? Have I not meditated on the subjects of God and humanity? Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. It'll give her something to look forward to that she doesn't know is coming. Yeah, guys. I wrote this. It took me nearly 20 years to figure out how to write this. It's not perfect. I'm not gonna lie. Someday I may do another edition. But I figured it out. I put it to simplify. There's a spirit to this book. There's a spirit to this book, too. I don't write things to make money. I mean, I need money. I like money. Money is good. But I create because I have stuff here. And it's important that other people have access to it. Because I've stumbled on some good ideas. Yeah. Belated Thesis says I hated myself far too much all my life. Once I began to accept who and what I was, it all went away. I'm going to tell you something. I'll be honest. We'll have a moment of honesty as the show winds down. Not only did I hate myself, on any given day, at any given moment, I still do. I'll put that out there. And this isn't a bid for please make me feel better, because it's not necessary. This is my normal. This is part of it. And I've decided a long time ago, if I'm going to feel that way about myself, I am here still for reasons beyond my ken and due to interference beyond my ability. And yeah, you guys can puzzle that out. If I'm going to be here, I better be useful. I better be doing something. Because if I can't accept at certain points the value of me as an individual, the value of me as a worker, I can accept the value of the work I do. And if there's one thing I want to be, I want to be that person that I wish I knew in the dark hours. I want to be the person I wish I had that I could reach out and text. And I've tried. I've done some good, I think. Not enough because it's never enough, but some. And I hope you guys can do that. See, I was talking to my friend Pete, and Pete and I disagree politically rapidly. But at his core, he's a good man. He's a guilty, good guy. We just get into these heated debates. Heated. And part of what the discussion is irrelevant, but I realized I'm a small person. I am not famous. I'm not well known. I don't even know what I'd do if I were. I'm not good at belonging, so it gets a little problematic. But I think every small person is like a cinder block. And by small, I don't mean of size or whatever. I mean of effect. I'm not, you get on the news, you're not going to hear about Nicholas Tuckert. But I'm just a little guy who can maybe make a few lives better. And if I'm a cinder block, there are one of two things. I could be part of the wall that keeps people out. Well, three, because I could be part, the millstone that drowns people, or I can be just a little step. And if I'm a footstool for a few people, I'm honored to say, I can comfortably say I've been a footstool for a few people. Here, make you a deal. I'll do this. I will support this step in my hands, and I'll boost you up a bit. Now, some folks, they step in my face. But I've watched the people fly, boom, and go. And it's the most magical, miraculous thing. I have a children's book written that I need to put together about that. But so that's what I do. Every week I come here, and I hope I can just be a footstool for somebody. And yeah, it gets silly, and there's chaos and shoggoths, and Lydia gets in the way or out of the way and all that. But at the end of the day, I hope I'm of service. And that's what it's about, guys. At the end of the day, it's not the worker. This fuzzy, Maddie will get mad when I say this, but short, fat, furry little man who tends to clad in assorted Hawaiian prints and write books. It's about building each other up, about getting stronger, about standing against the bullies because somebody has to. Even if I can't win. Usually I don't win. But somebody's got to say, no, man, you know? And I've been doing it so long, maybe it's all I can do. I'm not sure what that always means. But I do know I care about you guys. I care about each and every one of you. I care about the people in the lovely chat. I care about the people who watch this. I care about the people who read my books, who see my art, who play the games I create. The people I talk to when I hang out with the Rising Tide broadcast network. The people who read hybrids and Luke Stone stuff. All that. I care. Because somebody needs to care. That's why the doctor was always my thing. He had two hearts so that he could care more. And it needs to be okay, because I don't care. I'm cool. I don't care. I do. If that makes me uncool, okay. I accept that burden of uncoolness to care. Because somebody needs to. And we need to be okay with caring, because that's what's going to build us up. It's what's going to bring us together. It's what's going to let smarter people than me make the world a little bit better. It's what's going to get stronger people than me. I'm sharp. I'm sharp. I'm not the smartest person, and I'm kind of dingy, I'll admit it. But I got good ideas. And I'm not the strongest, but these two hands have done a lot. They'll keep doing a lot till they don't. Then I have to have faith I've done enough to maybe push the rock a little higher up the hill. And thank you, guys. Well, thank you for coming through, for sticking around, for being here through the great madness and and all this. So I want to thank you. The Historical Fencing Guild is a member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network with my highly advanced graphic here. We might improve that someday. Follow Brian K. Morris and everything he does. Follow Cindy Kep, www.ckopp.com. It's brought to you, of course, by The Simple Sword and the Fighting Axe, available through Amazon as digital downloads. Guys, I put this on Amazon Unlimited so that you can download it free if you have that service, because I want you guys to read these books. Please review and comment on them. Thank you, Cindy Kep, for doing so. I will read it later. I'm also I'm also brought to you, obviously, by my amazing Patreon patrons. Steve Augosto, I always name him because he's been there first. He was my very first patron, and through everything he's been there. So I applaud that steadfastness. Stef Mari, Brian K. Morris, Cindy Kep, Ronald Riehn, Bladed Thesis and Foxy, all you guys, Steve Clausen. You guys, I couldn't do it without your help. Yeah, I got to buy this in the lovely rig that almost held it up. It'll be a little more stable by next week, and I will try to slaughter that Shoggoth. But thank you for coming out. I hope I brightened your day a little bit. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you, Cindy Kep GSS. Thank you for hosting the adventure. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the entertainment. I don't have much else to say other than, guys, please be good to each other, all right? Build each other up. It is spring. Now is the time, if you have trainers, train. Start building up so that someday maybe some of us, maybe all of us, can get together, put on some gear, thwack at each other with assorted weapons for fun and amusement, maybe eat things cooked over fire, listen to old songs, and tell older stories. Don't be afraid to dream, guys. Don't be afraid to reach up, because even if you fall short, you'll have ascended higher than most people who never leave the ground. I love you guys. So, thank you. And as always, Support your local sword master.